Nice. We good. We good.
In there.
Yes, sir. All right. What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man. I got my boy EIG in the building.
What up, y'all?
Yeah, and on today, we just want to bring y'all into the conversation with us. You know, that conversation around the barbecue grill at the barber shop. That
Uh-huh.
conversation that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it's imperative that we do.
Let's
So
do it.
yeah, so welcome to another episode, everyone. First off, man, before we even get started, I wanna always tell everyone thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you for your time. Appreciate you for taking out any time out of your day to either if you're watching this on YouTube or you listening on any streaming services. We really appreciate the likes, the comments, the text messages, anything under upliftment, even if it's a negative comment that you don't like it, we'll appreciate that, man. And so,
Right.
man, before we get started, man, I ain't got no shout outs today. Yeah, you got any shout outs for me today,
Hey,
man?
I always got shout outs in my bag, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man, today I want to give a shout out, man, to anybody that's doing work inside of the church, you know what I mean? And even if
Mhm.
you're somebody who's doesn't believe in church, but this message specifically to like pastors, man, because I know that they have a lot to do. They have to visit people, man. They're praying for people.
Yep.
There's a lot of time that goes into studying and doing what they do. So,
Oh yeah.
and my dad was a preacher. So I
Mhm.
definitely know all about that and have seen it growing up all my life, man. So shout
Oh
out
yeah.
to the pastors and preachers and ministers, all the clergy of the church, man. Just shout out to
Yeah.
y'all, man.
Big shout out to y'all, man. For real, man. That's good right there. I like that, man. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. So let's go on jump in here tonight, man. Let's go on get into it. I knew it was good because I shot EI a text about it. And usually if it's one thing I like about EI, he's so subtle when he'll like something. He'll be like, he'll send it back. He'll be like, he want to get clarity on what I'm talking about. But hey, when he sent that thumbs up emoji, I already knew that it was a go, you know. Oh, but
That's so
anyway, man,
great.
we're gonna get into today's topic.
Let's do it.
That's under the influence.
Mm.
Under the influence. And see, a lot of people, when you talk about under the influence, they automatically go to that good old drink, alcohol, or they go
Mm.
into any kind of narcotics or drugs that get you either intoxicated or get you to a point where you might be high,
Mhm.
things of that nature. So anytime you say under the influence, it's something that takes over your body that you might not have total control. And so what we want to get in today is that not only the alcohol, not only the drinking, but also the relationships, you know,
Ooh.
the influence that your people, parents have over you, your teachers have over you, or even just watching, you might be watching porn that might be influencing you. The things
Man,
you looking at on social media might be influencing you. And so
man.
today we finna tap into a couple of different things on what really has you under the influence. And
Ooh.
so I'm gonna start off this, and I'm gonna start off right here first. And the first thing I'm gonna go with is when you younger, your first big influence that you have in your life, it might be a parent, it might be an uncle, it might be a cousin, it might be a big brother, but most of the time it's somebody that is kin to you that has that influence over your life. That'd be the first person. And
Right.
so with that, the first thing you try to do, you might try to dress like them. You might try to wear your hair like
Mm.
them. You know, you might try to talk like them, and in the different way that they move their hand, their gestures. You might try to do their moves, or you try to do all that things because you are under that person influence. You
Mm.
know, and that person, it might be good or bad. It might be some good things they doing. It might be some bad things that they doing, but you try to copy exactly what they doing. And
Hmm.
a lot of times in our life, when we under the influence of somebody else, or we under influence of our parents, if it's good or bad, it can affect us because we have to live our own lives. And when
Right.
you under the influence of somebody else, their way of thinking, their way of doing things, you can't fully come into what you're supposed to be doing. You can't fully come into the calling that's on your life or the purpose that you have on this earth. So before, man, I get into it any deeper, man, yeah, I want to bring you in, man, and just get your thoughts and opinion on this under the influence, man.
Man, that's a heavy one, man. A lot of us, the world go round with like, what we influenced by. You talked about
Right.
social media, man. You
Right.
know, family members, people we looked up to.
Mhm.
You know, we can be under the influence, and sometimes some people say, "Well, what's the difference with that man and a mentor?" Or
Mhm.
what's the difference with being under the influence and going to somebody I trust with, situations and maybe wanting to get their opinion.
Right.
And my take with that, man, is, you know, at the end of the day, anybody that's influencing us,
Mhm.
we still have to make a decision, right?
Right.
Somebody could tell me, a mentor could say, "Hey, man, I think you need to, quit that job. You could make you a lot more money doing this, go to truck driving school or do this, start you this, whatever, they feel like, and I could run with it and they could mean well. And truthfully, it could probably be a plan that could work out, maybe.
Right.
But the truth of it is, at the end of the day, we got to get back to making sure that first and foremost, that we ourselves are happy with the decisions that we make or doing something only because it's something that makes us feel right, makes us
Right.
feel in line,
Right.
and with so much, man, that's influencing us, man, especially with social media.
Ooh. Yep.
I mean, you got to think about all the swiping you can do on social media these days and the comments. Like, think about, a lot of people go straight to the comments, right? To go
Yep.
just and check to see what everybody was saying about something, right?
Yep.
There's a multi-million-dollar business in reaction videos, right?
Yep.
There are people online that just say their reaction to uh a clip, somebody falling, somebody getting shot. But we all want to know what somebody else
That's the same.
thinks, and
Yep.
we want their opinion, and we're really addicted to it, man. And
Mm.
we really got to get back to our true nature, man, and that's self. Man, if I don't
Mhm.
like this new trend that's out, I don't have to feel bad that, well, I ain't with the trend.
Exactly.
That's under the influence. We do things, man. We make decisions. We do a lot under the influence, man. Meaning it's just not really what we truly want, but we want to look away.
Yep.
We want to be pleasing in somebody's eyes. We want to
Yep.
satisfy our loved ones. We
Yep.
want to make them feel proud.
Yep.
And I understand that, but truth be told, we got to just it's ultimately up to us, man. We're the only
Mhm.
ones that get to experience this life. We're the
Yep.
only ones that's having to go through the pains and the struggles. Your people that's giving you advice, they're not there with you when you're in the trenches.
Exactly. Yep.
And if they are there, they still can't feel what you feel. So I feel that we have to get back to, ourselves first and foremost, man, making
Mhm.
decisions that we feel good about and that we feel proud about. So
Right. Yeah, man. I definitely agree with what you said, and a couple of things that you said that I wanted to kind of piggyback on was that they said what's the difference between a mentor and somebody that influenced you. Most of the time we go out and we seek the mentor. We go out
mm,
and seek somebody that in that field of something that we want to do, somebody that
mhm,
we influenced by, somebody that we have a desire to be like. And so a mentor is something that we desire to do, and the influence to me is the desire of somebody that you want to be like. And so
mm,
to me, when you have a mentor, he's not necessarily influencing your life. He more guiding to where you want to go to in a particular occupation. I put it like
right,
that. So
right,
mentor in a particular occupation that you have, they guiding you into a success that already seen them do. So here go a blueprint that you can customize to get there. When you
Right.
under influence with somebody, 9 times out of 10, it's a feeling that you have about them, something that they doing that you like, not necessarily that you need to do. It's something that you like, and then you want to implement what they are doing. And so that's just it to me. And
Yeah.
so to me, a lot of times we get caught up, even just look at on social media, somebody has a huge following, what they call them, an influencer. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And
Yep.
when they are influencer, they'll make sure that they pushing products. They make sure that they're pushing a course. They make sure that they're pushing certain brands in front of the people that they influence.
Right.
And see, with us, we only see that person on the camera. We only see that person on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snap. Them the only platforms, but you can't actually see that person in person. Once you
Right.
see that person in person, they might not have the influence or the draw that you thought they had, because you can pick up on a person energy when you meet them and you be like, oh man, it'll let you down because they don't really have the thing that you really wanted. And see,
Mm-hmm.
that's the same thing that even, and let me jump over here, even with you drinking, even with you smoking, sometimes you'll get into those things and it be just a cover. And when you get it inside of you, it don't feel the same. It's just for that moment. And when you influenced by somebody, it's a feeling that you get for that moment that make you feel good. Oh man, I feel good about this. They influenced me to start my business. They influenced me to
Right.
go out and quit my job. They influenced me to start this. They influenced me to do that. You know, it's
Right.
a lot of influence, and that comes with just a happy feeling. But one thing that I have learned about being consistent and doing things on a timely fashion, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
come with influence. It don't. I'm gonna tell you, discipline don't come with influence. Can't nobody influence you to be disciplined. The last time I ain't never heard nobody, oh man, he influenced me to stay disciplined. You know, a lot of times it be something that people, something that's glittery, something that's shiny. You know, people don't see the background and the hard work and you sacrificing here. And I never heard somebody say you influenced me to sacrifice this to be able to do that. It's rare that you hear those things, because anytime it's something that's hard that don't feel good, people don't say you influenced me to do that. You know, and so man, before I could keep
Go ahead, Doc.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
but this is my thing, Eon, and I'm gonna toss it to you, is that you have to be careful when you have certain gifts. And people know when they got certain gifts. You know when people are drawn to you. You know when you're a
Right.
likable person. You
Right.
know those things. And sometimes you can take and have those gifts, and you can use them you can be use them in a negative way at first. Don't get me wrong. When you realize, oh man, I can talk to this girl, I can talk to this girl, I can get these group of people to do this, I get these group of people to do that. People like me in a certain way that I can get them to do certain things. So now I'm gonna use to my benefit instead of helping anybody. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna use it for me to come up. I'm gonna use it for me to make money. I'm gonna use it for me. So what if the same thing is like the biggest influencer that I know is Jesus? And so what if he took that same route and said, you know what? I can work miracles. I can do this. And so I'm gonna just take over the world. I'm gonna get all the money. I'm working miracles. I'm gonna get all the women. I'm gonna do whatever, but I ain't gonna think about nobody else, no generations down the road, nothing like that. So be careful with the influence that you do have. Try to help people out with the influence that you do have and the people that are watching, because sometimes you influencing people that you'll never see, you haven't seen, and you're not gonna see. And so
Right.
that's all I want to say, man. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm gonna toss it over to you, man.
No, man, it's it's a wide topic, man. You know,
Mhm.
you wonder, you try to draw that line, like where do I cut it off at? You know, like where is it
Right.
that, how do I know that I'm just not like inspired? How do I know that I'm
Mhm.
not just, motivated
Mhm.
and maybe on something where somebody's negatively influencing me, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
And we really had to look closely to see that. You know, a lot of people we don't want to look
Right.
at. We want to look at the reason why we want to do certain things, right?
Yeah, that's
You know,
good.
if we get down to the nitty gritty of it, like, hey, yeah, I want
Mhm.
me a a mansion. Okay, then ask yourself, why do you want that mansion?
Yep.
Right? Is it
Yep.
so everybody can see I'm in a mansion?
There you go.
Is it
Yep.
is it because I want to feel this way? I want to feel important? Is it because
Mhm.
whatever your answer is, we have to find the reasons and why we want to do things and find the reason for the desires that we have. Some
Mhm.
people know that they got things that they want to let go of, habits or things that they know they look at like, I really don't want to do this, but I
Yep.
find myself doing it. I
Yep.
really don't want to be this kind of guy, but that's how I am. Or I really don't want
Mhm.
to, overdo it with this substance, whether
Yep.
that's drinking or whatever, but I know that I do. And we
Mhm.
really don't know how and where to go and move uh to get to where we want to get. And that's because
Right.
we don't really want to look at the real of it. We don't really want to look at truthfully, why do I need this?
Yep.
Why am I doing this?
Mm.
And
Mhm.
when you get that answer, if it's not a fake answer, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
yeah, we can all,
A
you
lot of
know,
ourselves.
you're
Yeah.
right. We can all do that, man. We all know how to do that. A lot of ourselves, a lot of everybody else. But really ask yourself, why? If you want to get out of a relationship, let's say you feel like you're in a toxic relationship,
Mhm.
and you say, "Well, I want to leave, but I can't." Well, why can't you?
Mhm.
That why really helps us look at ourselves, man. And I'm not saying, like I said, it's not my life.
Right.
We all have different decisions to make, different journeys and paths. But
Mhm.
really asking yourself why and looking at it helps you to look at yourself and really look at your intent with it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you can really truly see clearer, like, man, what's really a bad influence.
Yep.
You can really clearly see, oh, maybe I need to get away from these kind of people. Or
Yep.
or maybe you can see that, you know what? Hey, I probably just need to start eating healthier, or maybe I need to do this, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Until we really sit down and have that self-talk, we won't really know the difference in good influence, bad
Yep.
influence, what's
Yep.
influencing. We won't know because we really don't really look at ourselves, man, and look at the truth of why we want the things we want. So,
Yeah. And man, I want to go here real quick, man. I like what you said. And one thing was like when you was talking about the why.
mhm,
And so I want to go here and like when you drinking, people say you are intoxicated. You under the
mhm,
influence, you're intoxicated. And a lot of times when people are in love with somebody, they'll be like the love is intoxicating. And then you under their influence, you under their spell because you
mhm,
in love with this person. Your nose is wide open.
mhm,
And so when you intoxicated and you drunk, one thing about it is that your words might be slurred, your vision might be blurred, you might be moving, out of
mhm,
sync, you might not have control of your body. And I think even when you're under influence, even when people are in love and they want to leave a relationship,
mhm,
they're intoxicated by the person that they're in love with, that they don't think their body will be the same without it. They don't think their
mhm,
life will be the same without that person or that love of that individual, because it's just like the drinking. You have somebody that can consider an alcoholic, that
yeah,
drinking has an influence over them. They
yeah,
got a bad relationship with it. They want to let it go, but they can't.
right,
They're leaving for a little while, but they come back to it. You know.
right,
Now I'm gonna get myself together, but I still need a little drink to be able to do things that I do. And so when you're
mhm,
in that relationship, it's like, yeah, I can leave. I can leave her for 2 weeks. I can leave him for 2 weeks. I can leave her for 2 weeks, but it's
Mhm.
something about it. I gotta go back to him. I can't live without him, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
something about him. I can't live without. I gotta go back and get me another hit. Gotta
Mhm.
take me another shot. I gotta sleep with her one more time. I gotta sleep with him one more time.
One
You
more
know,
again.
one more time. I gotta do it. And you be so intoxicated, and until you sober up,
Yeah.
when you sober up and you stop drinking, you realize how much more you can do without that. When you
Right.
out that relationship and you get a chance to heal yourself out of that relationship, then you realize how much more things I can do. I didn't realize I had all these skills. I didn't realize that me loving that person, I put so much into them that I forgot who I was, you
Right.
know. And so now that you got to a point that you're not under the influence anymore, now you
Mm.
can see things and see the world differently, you
Yeah.
know. And so, man, that just
Hey, good
that's
stuff,
just
brother.
yeah, that just how I look at it, because I hate for you to fall up under influence of anything that you don't have control of. You know, you fall
Right.
up under the influence of even people, and I think, and I know I might get criticized for this, but I think a lot of people fall under the influence of their pastor and they forget to read their Bible for
Mm.
their self,
Yes,
because
sir.
the pastor is a human being too. He makes mistakes. He have faults. He have flaws, just like
Hmm.
anybody else. And everything that he says is not just golden. It's not just that's the end all be all. But once you study the word for yourself,
For
once you
yourself.
study and you live it for yourself, even
Right.
though your pastor might say some things, you'll look at him, if he make a mistake, that he human, that
Right.
okay, oh well, it's a mighty fall. He should. I know they're supposed to be looking at him differently, but you so influenced about the man that's on that Sunday, or you see him on a Wednesday. You
Yeah.
know, you forgot that he a human being too. You forgot he got problems. You forgot that he hurt. And I
Right.
think a lot of people, even when you have even when you have women that I even look at, when you have women that are singers, or they have the influence over a younger crowd of other women. And
Hmm.
even when they do things, when they're on the spotlight, yeah, you can be able to show a good face when you're in the spotlight. But when the
Hmm.
lights turn off, when you off YouTube, when you're off Facebook, when you're off
Yeah.
that podium, when you're not speaking,
Right.
when you're not putting on events, then you have a situation where I'm just a regular person like you. I got
Hmm.
problems. I
Right.
got situation. And guess
Yeah.
what? It's something that's influencing me too, you
Yeah.
know? And so I'll say this, even though you might be inspired and influenced by somebody and you might like them, still find that way of getting to those things to yourself. If it's reading the Bible, if it's reading a book, if it's learning, if it's learning a new business. And a matter of fact, even if it's just speaking better, if you want to get in a dictionary, you want to record yourself talking, even doing those things, I said look for the research and started finding yourself. Man, pray. After you pray, hey, do your thing, man. But I'm out, man. I ain't talking no more, man. That's it.
Do
The
your
rest of the
thing.
show, it's on you, man. The rest of the show on you, EI.
No, man, don't leave me out here, Doc.
Rest
Nah,
of the
but
show
that's
on you.
good, man. That's good stuff, man. And just wrapping up on that, man. If you don't mind, real quick, Doc.
No, go for it, man. Yeah.
We that what we're influenced by. Like if somebody is drinking, and I'm here to just say, look, if drinking is your life, that's what you like to do. I have no problem with that.
Yep.
I'm not here to condemn it. But
Not
if
at all.
somebody's wanting to know, well, hey, I want to stop, because I'm
Mhm.
drinking a lot, and I see it's affecting
Yeah.
my life, you know, we have to look at what's going on outside of just excessive alcohol drinking. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
like if you got a roof, you
Something
got a
else.
leak, you got a leak in that roof, man.
It's something else.
You know,
Yeah.
putting a pail down there, that's cool. You know what I mean? You can get
Right.
by.
Right.
It's all right, but okay, yeah, there's a bucket sitting in the living room. And
Mm-hmm.
before, if I don't fix what's going on up top, that roof will cave in on me. And a lot of
That's
the times
right.
is we just try to, medicate, but not fix, right? Give
Right.
you something for your runny nose, but not deal with what the problem is.
Oh yeah.
And we got to look at it that kind of way. When we look at whatever it is that we're struggling with, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you you got to balance this thing out. Some people may like doing this in life. Some people might can't be this way in life. Some people are
Right.
laid back. Some people are outgoing. You have to
Mm-hmm.
find that balance that works for you. And
Yep.
like you were saying, being under the influence of people, and it's easy to do that. It's easy to see that in people that are in positions of leadership, like pastors, you know,
Yep.
because they are influenced. People are, believing and trusting where to go with their lives
Right.
from somebody that is leading.
Yep.
And and again, we here at RMT, this is no shade at that
No, no, no. It ain't
in
none.
any form. But
Mm-mm.
but at the end of the day, there has to be a self accountability, a looking at
There we
the
go.
pastor can't look in the mirror for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He could tell
Hey.
you about every great scripture there was. He
Yep.
could give you the best sermon, and y'all could have a good time in the Lord. Everybody falling out and
Exactly.
everything
Exactly.
going on. But at the end
Yep.
of the day, when it's time to make a move, when it's time to make those choices in life, there's only one person that can do it. Pastor can't be there
Yep.
to look in that mirror with you. So looking at ourselves, man, is key, and seeing the why we want to do things is key for us to
Yep.
figure out what's good influence and what's bad influence. That's all I
Yeah.
got, man. That's
Oh
all I got.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's good stuff, man. And you know, when we look at this, when we look at this topic, man, I say this too is that a lot of times when I'm gonna say a lot of times when you hurt and you going through something, I say work through that before you get on YouTube. Work through that before you get on Facebook and Instagram, because one thing about pain and when you're going through something, it's something on the internet that's gonna it's something on the internet that will it will I'll say it'll it'll let me see what's the word I'm looking for. It's something on the internet that will cater to whatever your pain is. And it'll make you
Mm.
feel like you right about what you're doing and what you're thinking.
Oh yeah.
So if I want to, I'm just say for instance, if I want to continue to drinking, it'll be something on there that says, oh yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with drinking, ain't nothing
Mm.
wrong with that, and you still living your
Right.
life, and still it's always gonna be there something to say, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
always gonna be something there to say, okay, well, no, man, it's okay if you want to take your life, if you feeling this type of way, it's
Right.
okay. It's always a okay. So if you're going through that pain, if you're going through that situation, man, I know it's hard to find people and I know it's hard to find things, and it's very easy to go to the internet to try to find answers about your life. But think about this. People was going through life and doing things before the internet was even created, for
Yep.
these phones, any of these social medias, any of this was even computers, any technology was up and running. People was dealing with their problems and then dealing with their situations.
Yep.
So I say, man, take it to God, man, and pray about that situation. And don't be so quick and fast to go to the internet and tell them your business and leave your
Mm.
business out there, because once somebody see that, that leaves room to be for you to be manipulated. That
Yeah.
leaves rooms for it because they
Yeah.
see you hurt, they see you in pain, and they grab onto that, you know.
That's
And
right.
so, man, that's all I had, man. Because at this
Woo.
time, man, I'm just let the sunroof back, crack the window, man, put on this signal light, man, and go around here this
Where
old
y'all at,
old
man?
old
Where y'all
EI Carter.
at? Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Welcome again. Just real quick, stop in, talk a little bit about nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just to lighten it up a little bit as we go out, man. Shout out to my boys, Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I mean? And look, we're not gonna be discouraged about what's going on. All right, y'all. Keep the faith. All right. It's all good. We still got more of the season left. You know, it don't look good, but that's all right. We riding, and then we got next year. So shout out to all the Steelers fans that's watching right now. Much love to you from both of us on RMT. You know what I mean?
Nah, that just comes from EI, man. You know. And see, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, EI is definitely a follower of the Lord, because this joker still got faith in this team, you know. And even though they doing how they doing,
right?
You know, this is an example, y'all, that even though things not going your way, you know, you keep the faith, you stick with it, man.
Right. Faith can move mountains, y'all. Y'all know this. But anyway, y'all. Stan, check this out, man. I saw this story, man, where there's a lady who works as a 911, like, you know, the people that take the call, right?
The dispatcher. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
The 911 dispatch. So she gets a call, and it's a girl talking. She's at McDonald's, and she talking about, hey, there's somebody here with a gun, blah, blah, blah. But, man, it turns out that this is her daughter.
Really?
Her daughter, yeah. So this lady's daughter called 911, and it just so happened to be she's the one picking up on the 911 call, right? So let me tell you, I'm just paraphrasing this, making this short for y'all.
Go for it. Yeah.
But it ends up being a situation where the mom is talking her through, just like she's being professional, you know, and she talked after, you know, with reporters and things, and how she was tears coming down her eyes as she's talking and still going through what she got to do, man. And, you know, it ultimately, you know, the police got there. She was safe. So it worked out.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you, man. I just got to ask you, because, man, what a great question for anybody. If you were a 911 dispatcher, you get that call, and baby girl like, hey, somebody's here, they trying to kill it. What would you do in that moment, Stan? Do you even know? Could you share anything about what you do in that moment? That was you, that lady, that's the dispatcher.
Yeah, man. The thing about it, I think she handled the situation well. And I think me in that situation, man, you're gonna have to keep calm, because even though the feelings and emotions that you might be feeling, if you express it, that's gonna cause that child on the other end to be frantic, and it be all over the place. But if you be calm and you know how to talk to your child, you can kind of guide them through that situation, man. Even though it might be tough. But as a parent, if you overreact to any situation, that child is gonna pretty much go off the energy that you are giving off. And so if you calm, even though you might be hurting inside because your child is in that situation, you're just gonna have to guide them through, you know, because they're gonna always run into tough situations. So man. So
man, that's words of wisdom right there, man. But let me ask you one more question, man.
Go ahead.
Because that right there is key. Knowing to stay calm, knowing not to, and as parents, you know that. Sometimes we go through stuff and we can be like freaking out, right? Like, oh my God. But you can't let your child see you coming unglued, right?
Yep.
So the question now is, like, you in the same city. Clearly they were in the same city. Right? It's her mom, you know.
Right.
Would you have left? Because I know there are some people that would, you heard that, boom, I'm out of here, I gotta go, my daughter's somewhere, you know, and head over there. Would you finish the call, or would you take off?
It'll be tough, but in that situation, man, when I'm gonna say this, when things like that happen, man, you really gonna have to calm down, even though your adrenaline pumping, because the thing about it, she on the phone with me now. Right. I got on the phone and we talking. Yeah. If I hang up with her and I call on my cell phone and she don't answer the phone, I'm not even gonna know what's going on.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And so
Yep.
with me having her on the phone already, I can hear my child breathing. I can hear the whole situation, and I can
Right.
kind of talk her through that situation. Would it be hard for me to leave? Absolutely. You know,
Oh yeah.
but I try to talk her through that situation till the police get there, then I'll leave work, you know,
Yeah.
because I don't want to leave and then I get on the phone and she can't get back on the phone. She might have been able to sneak on the phone. Now me
Right.
calling her back, her phone might be ringing. Somebody, it might bring attention
Man.
to her. You know, you gotta think about all those things, man. And it's tough, man. And the reason I can say this because in situations like well, hold on one second. Samantha. Hold on one second, bro.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, come here. All right, man. So we got here.
What's up?
This is my youngest daughter, man. Welcome to the podcast, Sasha. Yeah. So we was talking about a certain situation. So this just on the spot. I just called in here. So when a crazy situation come up and something bad happen, what do daddy do? How do daddy act?
So you stay calm and you supposed to like go in your room while he stays calm and just doesn't like get panicky and stuff, so he can make us panic. So he stays calm and like his voice is very calm.
So yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, beautiful daughter, man. Hey. Guess she got it from her mom, man. Yeah. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, Doc. Man,
You good.
That's what's up, man. Like,
But yeah.
you know, staying calm in situations like those. And I asked that just because, you know, there are a lot of people that wouldn't do that, man. It need to be heard just what parents need to do in certain situations because, like we freak. Sometimes we let that moment get us so freaked out.
It does.
And some would storm out of that building. Like, I know she at the McDonald's over there on Broadway. I'm heading over there.
Yeah,
My child's life is in danger. Blah, blah, blah. You know, and I get all of that. But to stay calm and think like, hey, I got more resources staying on this line. You know, I'm getting the police over where they need to get. I can hear her, all this and that. But you know, it don't always go that way sometimes. So shout out to that lady
for
staying professional.
Yep.
For sticking through and you know and not panicking to where her child freak out or do the wrong thing. So you know, let's stay calm, parents. You know, and last before I get out of here, man, I saw a story in Texas, man, where a young lady was gunned down, man, shot, killed because she beat a man playing basketball, bro. Now, look, I'm not here to get in all that. I want to say condolences to the family because it's a serious matter.
Man, condolences to the family, man.
Man, we do a lot of senseless killing.
Man.
We do a lot of, there's murders going on at just like crazy rates over nothing. And so, fellas, let's just get in the gym. Let's work on that jump shot or something before, you know, let's not take it that way. You know, let's not
work on
have to leave and come back, man. To leave and come back, even if she's talking trash. Because hey, that's what happens in sports, right? We talk noise.
What happens?
Amongst men, that's just a competitive thing. Even with the best of friends, we talk. You know what I'm saying? Me and you gonna laugh and joke and do. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
If you get beat, own that. Take accountability.
That's on you.
Go home. Don't show up for a while, for a long while. But the point is, in all seriousness, let's stay calm, y'all. Let's not let these petty things, these small things, these temporary things make us do things that stick through life with us. So I'm gonna let you go, let y'all ride out. Thanks for stopping in with your boy EIG. We'll do it again next week. I'm gonna shoot it to you, Stan.
All right, man. So yeah, man, that's gonna be it, man. Appreciate y'all for logging in, man, for listening
Thank
to
you.
us. And
Thank you.
yo, y'all can find us everywhere. Real Man Talk
What?
Podcast, man, everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcast,
Come on
Spotify.
with it.
Hey, man, hey, Google Podcast,
Get 'em, Stan.
Cashbox. I
Get
mean,
'em.
you can find us everywhere. All your streaming services, you can check us out, man. That's Real Man Talk Podcast. All right. So
No doubt.
yeah. So hey y'all, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.